Well, welcome to May's Nature Diary. Been quite a good month. There's quite a lot to see on this video. We've got roe deer, snakes, dippers, hares, barn owls, red kites. Quite a good selection, I think, this month. So I started off early on in the month, well, the 1st of May. Quick trip up to Kendal to see the dippers. Looked so they were feeding young, but I didn't see any young at the time. And the day after, we went for a run to Hares Nature Reserve, our favourite local nature reserve. I used the Insta 360 camera for this video, showing you the approach. It's not for the faint-hearted. Hardly any passing places, and it's quite a long road. This is speeded up to 2 times, so we weren't going as fast as it looks on here, just to try and keep the full video down to less than 25 minutes this month. I class this as being right on the doorstep. It's about 10 minutes from home, and you get very few people going. It's only £15 a year for membership as well. Everything's looking green at the moment, which is good considering it hasn't rained for the best part of probably 2 or 3 weeks at that time. In fact, it only rained yesterday lightly, and that's the 24th of May. And when we get to the car park, and within a few feet we're seeing adders that are out warming themselves up for the day. Saw them in just the places we'd expect to see them. Fairly slow until they get warmed up, I think. They can move fast if they have to. Nice to see a few lizards on the boardwalks. They were also just warming themselves up. Nice little long-tailed tit there. Common lizards and a couple of slow worms coming up, I think. They're always nice to watch. That was actually on the road. Then back home, early morning walk out, and the barn owl was out, but just fleetingly, along with the roe deer. Tree creeper, always nice to see. Goldfinch. Spends a lot of time in trees, this particular barn owl. I think that roe deer is getting to know me now. It seems quite, I wouldn't say tame, but it doesn't seem bothered at all. It's starting to shed its coat. Yeah, finally caught something, took it back to the nest. This was a bit worrying. This mallard duck, these are only very new ducklings, and he only had 2. They normally have anything up to 12, 15, and by tea time it was down to only having one with it. But then you look round and the magpies and crows and jackdaws were certainly dense in the area, so I'm putting the blame on them. Grey wag on the Kent. Then run over to Walney where the Coast Guard were doing an exercise, so we watched them for a while. Goldfinch, kestrel, lots of pipits. These are on the north of Walney. It's normally quite good for this type of bird because there's lots of long grass that they tend to sit at the top of. I made a walk down the south of Walney, turnstones, and a look over the sticks, seeing just about made Blackpool out in the Blackpool Tower in the distance. Main reason for going down there was to have a look at the sand martins. Oh, they're a fast bird. Certainly in and out of the nest holes, which is good. Spent a few minutes trying to get them in flight, but it's not easy. So fast. Chaffinch. Skylarks abounded. Pipits. And a nice male and female stone chat put on a quite nice show for us. From memory, it was a really hot day. There's the male in the background. Ended up on Walney seeing the Walney hooded crow on the same post that he always seems to be on. Small blues up on the side bank. Small is the right word, the tiny little things, much smaller than you probably imagine. Then back home, and hoping to see the barn owl, but just saw the roe deer. Can't have everything. And the next day, I didn't see anything in the morning, but 9 o'clock at night, just managed to see a roe deer again, so that's all I got that day. Then we had a run up to Scotland to Bellymack Farm to have a look at the red kites. It's a feeding area where must be well over 100 red kites turn up. But the best part of the time really was well before feeding time, when we just walked around the area And you can see them perched up in trees and cuckoos flying around and stone chats. The actual feeding itself is 15 minutes of total frenzy. It's a spectacle. It's well worth going to see if you've never seen it before. But from a photography point of view, I think I enjoyed just walking the areas and seeing the odd one or two perched in a tree or flying around. See that tree there, they're waiting for feeding. There's about 26 red kites in that tree. And this is feeding frenzy.
Come here a bit closer.
Certainly fast and furious is the description for it. Magnificent birds though. Look at the wingspan on that. Quite a lot of them had wing markings, wing tags, but there's a lot that didn't have. Never been to that area before. It's quite a nice area, I must admit. Red hot day, couldn't have been any hotter I don't think. It's about 25 degrees, and as we drive along the road there, what should we see coming the other way but a snowplough with a gritter, and it was actually gritting the roads. And the roads must have been gritted for about 20 kilometres or so, and Keith googled to see why they would do that, and they do it on purpose in hot weather in Scotland to protect the road surface. I've got to say the roads were absolutely fantastic compared to the roads round our way. Just a bit of footage off the Insta 360 that I just let run while they were feeding, just to give you an idea of how many were in the sky. We see the odd one round our way, but it is literally the odd one. Probably took too many pictures to put on here really, but I probably won't be back again, so may as well put the images up here. It's certainly a spectacle. Anyway, back home and back up to Harebridge. Nice pied flycatcher. Again, with it being a really hot sunny day, the broad-bodied and four-spotted chasers were out, and damselflies, beautiful demoiselles. You can see its body pulsing on there, look. We were lucky as well because 2 days on the run we saw another cuckoo. He kept flying around the area where we were stood and eventually landed in the tree opposite, quite a distance away. Kept getting chased by pipits, so I'm guessing that's the type of nest it was looking to lay an egg in, although this is the male, I think. Yeah, it is. But it put on a good show and it did its call for us, so quite pleased really. Don't think we saw one at all last year, but to see two in 2 days, I think it was. This last Saturday gone, we heard it plenty, but we didn't see it at all. Raven. Pond skaters, or whatever they're called. Seeing the shadows of the air pockets on this shallow water there. Female broad-bodied ovipositing. Damselflies doing the same. And mating at the same time by the looks of it. Female beautiful demo is out. And a mayfly, which is quite apt for May. It's about to get eaten, I believe, though. Four spotted and a broad-bodied female. Makes all the difference when the sun's come out. They settle down more, I think. And we ended up with a nice treat, a nice pied flycatcher, followed by there's 3 hares just sunning themselves. Very nice to see, just made the day that. A stag beetle attacking my friend's arm. The thrush. And back home, next early morning trip out, hoping to see the barn owl, and you can't really tell here, it's a lot darker than it looks on here, but this deer kind of appeared right in front of me. It was right on edge. It was walking up to this thicket as if something was scaring it. When it actually got there, it flushed out another 2 roadie, and all 3 of them ran in different directions, scared each other, I think. Then the buck appeared in the next field. Not particularly big buck. And then in another adjacent field, I think that must be last year's young, because it's a lot smaller, its coat's lighter, and now it's fully shed its old coat. Some of them are quite dark coloured. There's probably mother there behind it. Swallows sitting watching what was going on. Then another really hot day down Askham Beach. God, it was so hot. It was fantastic. Little egret out for a walk on the beach. Ring plover. It's good down there. Ring plover and oyster catchers lay their eggs on the ground just above the high level watermark. And they ask your dogs to be kept on a lead, but the dogs we saw were all off the leads running round. So Keith kind of built a protection round 2 oyster catchers' eggs that had been laid to stop anyone hopefully destroying them. But we went down that way again yesterday on a windy, cold, blustery day, and there was 3 eggs in the nest, so that was nice to see. But a tractor had been right along the high water mark. I don't know what had been down there for, but exactly where they lay their eggs, so a bit worrying. Anyway, this is still Askham. That heron, in fact, I didn't really see it catch that fish, but I saw it swallow something. But you don't know how they could get that in their mouth and swallow it, but they do. Then he must have been watching the Ministry of Silly Walks, I think. Guess they do that to flush anything up that's just lying in the bottom of the pools. A single female eider duck, which is odd seeing one on its own, nothing else about. Then we did see the barn owl the next morning. In fact, he put on quite a decent show, and it was catching quite regularly. I can go looking for this barn owl 5 or 6 mornings on the run and not see any movement, and then on the 7th you'll get a good show like this. So it's not guaranteed. I guess they use different fields, different days. Certainly knows I'm there, but it isn't bothered in the least. Flies right up to you. Another trip up to Haybridge. Pipits. Mouths full of food, so they're all feeding young at the moment. Beautiful demoiselles, lots of them about. That's the female version. And a raft spider. I think the largest spider in the UK, and they are big. Female pied flycatcher. Broad-bodied, a lot of them about. And then a quick trip up to Kendal for a bit of shopping, and it was great to see the dippers I've been watching for the last couple of months look as though they've fledged one young. The camouflage on that is, when you look at it now, it's superb, the camouflage. If it stands still, just blends in perfect. So pleased that they've fledged at least one. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see how June goes. Bye for now.